This video will show you how to create an e-portfolio using wiki spaces. And so I'm just on the EdTech wiki and I've already logged in, so I can just click on my username up here. So the first thing you want to do is get logged into wiki spaces. When I click on my username, it shows me all the different spaces I have. I've actually already created one for my e-portfolio, a couple, but since you won't have one yet, you'll want to click on make a new space. And if you'd use the naming convention of first initial, last name, and then ePort, and then you want to make it protected and click create. I'm not actually going to click create because I've already got one, so I'm just going to jump over and use what I already have, and that's this S. Brunvan ePort. You can see I've changed the border here to this green color, but by default yours will be gray starting out. The first thing I want to do is edit the navigation. And on your ePortfolio, you should have some basic things: an introduction, which should be an introduction page, a page for the standards where you reflect on the technology standards, and a page for your assignments. In the past, students have decided to have separate pages for their assignments, so you could do that if you wanted to and list them all out, or you can just have one page. It's really however you choose to do it. But these are the three that I'm going to go with. So I'm going to select Introduction, click on the link, and I want to create a new page called Introduction. So I'll say OK. And then Standards, click on the link, and I want to create a new page called Standards to link to. And then Assignments, and I'll click on the link. And it's going to create a new page called Assignments. I'll say OK, and I'll save it. So now I've got my three pages and I can go and edit each of them. So I'm going to click on Introduction. Here's my introduction page, and so obviously I can click on Edit the Page, and I can type in a heading, a subheading here, select it, switch it to heading 1. If I want to put in a line break here, I can do that, and I can type up the introduction to describe my ePortfolio and give a background about myself. So I'll save that page and go to Standards, and I've already got the standards in here, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to take them out and show you how I put them in. I've got my little subheading here because this is a page I've actually worked with before. But how do I get the standards in here? Well, I'm going to go back to CTools, and if I click on the I'm in Assignments. Now if I look at the ePortfolio assignment, if I click on that, Submit as a Student, I'll see there's a document here called Nets Doc. So I'm going to click on that to open it up, and we'll launch that in Word. Give it a chance to open up, and this document has the technology standards in it. So instead of having to type them all up, I can just select them all, copy, and then I can go back into my wiki space on my standards page, and I can paste them in, and here are all my standards. Now of course I need to reflect on them, but at least they're all here and I don't have to type them out individually. So when I'm ready to reflect on standard 1, I can type my reflection here. And what I would appreciate you do is if you would set your reflection apart somehow, preferably just by bolding it, so I can tell your reflection apart from the actual standard itself. And that's how you can add to your standards page. And at some point when you're ready, you could type up your reflection for standard 2 and for standard 3 and so on and so forth. So then I'll save that page. I'm going to go to my assignments page. And on my assignments page, you can see